Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, thank you so very much. Everyone, RC Leg, everybody here, thank you so very, very much. Steelers, thank you so very, very much for being here. To my super chat, I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding like some people. So, to the people who support my work, I just want to thank you very, very much. Coney Barrett will be President Trump's third Supreme Court pick. This is absolutely fantastic, in addition to the hundreds of federal judges that his administration has confirmed. I never thought I'd be ecstatic about a conservative Supreme Court, a 6-3 conservative Supreme Court. Look at what Democrats have tried to do. Democrats want to defund police. Okay, the most idealistic, passionate voices within the Democratic Party want to do a whole lot of things that establishment Democrats don't want to do. The issue, however, is that media, if you want to say the left, the Democratic Party in general, will either pretend to adopt these policies or eventually adopt these policies, or cater to voices that want to abolish the Electoral College, or pack the courts, or defund police. So they play this bizarre game of promising things that ultimately they don't deliver on. But the mere notion, the threat of defunding law enforcement is enough to ensure that we have a Supreme Court that defends the Second Amendment. Okay? You can't if you look at what's taking place in Democratic-run cities, the spikes not only in the pandemic, but in violence. You want to be able to protect yourself and your family. You want to be able to have the Second Amendment that isn't erased from the Constitution. If they want to pack the courts, and we've had 9 justices since the late 1800s or the middle 1800s, and they want to literally abolish the Electoral College, which is in the Constitution, we're not far from just abolishing the Second Amendment. There are people who want to do that. And when Democrats say, well, we don't want to take away your right to, and these are the same people who change their tune when it comes to Roe v. Wade. Oh my God, do you see what Republicans are doing? They're trying to take away everything. They're trying to, remove this precedent. So you definitely want, ladies and gentlemen, a conservative Supreme Court if you want the Second Amendment. And if you want to protect your right to free speech. Harry! Hello, Harry. Let everybody, please also make sure that you have your settings in your phone to allow you to get YouTube notifications for this channel. Definitely on your phone, go to the channel on your phone and click all notifications. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. And be here at 9 p.m. tonight, because we'll have an amazing live stream really quickly. I mean, it might take a little while. And we'll get to Coney Barrett, of course. But if you look at early voting, it's very, very good for Trump, aside from Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania, I think the fix is in. President Trump is competitive in early voting. In Wisconsin, in Michigan, there's a company called Target Smart that tabulates the Republican and Democrat early and absentee voting for Republicans and Democrats. And you would be surprised. You will be surprised. I'll do a whole segment on this tonight and an upload. You will absolutely be surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, Nevada is in play. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but even New Mexico could be in play. A lot of these states that are traditionally won by Democrats, Clinton barely won in 2016. And I can't believe they'd go with Botox B. So my prediction stands. I don't know how. But I mean, if they end up deliberately tanking their chances because they're so utterly corrupt they couldn't get anyone but Biden, then I don't know. We'll just party on November 3rd. I'm not going to even wake up the morning of November 3rd worrying. There is basically a 60-30 split, close to a 60-30 split of people, of Republicans versus Democrats, or Trump supporters versus Democrats, who are voting on Election Day. If most of the votes are coming on Election Day, just basic math, if most of the votes are coming on Election Day and you have such a monumental advantage, a 60-40 split, okay, or a 70-30 split, but let's say 60-40, you're looking at President Trump winning early in the night and Democrats hoping and praying that they could cheat like they did with Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 2020. Okay, 2020 in Iowa. But if you look at TargetSmart.com, Michigan 2020 general election early and absentee vote report. This is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I don't know if this is accurate, okay? I'm assuming that it is. Ladies and gentlemen, in Michigan, okay, where Joshua Brenner, hello, thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Joshua Brenner, thank you. Thank you so very much, Joshua, thank you. You look at, okay, so 270 to win. I believe Michigan has, 16 electoral college votes, something like that. 16 electoral college votes. Okay. He doesn't need Pennsylvania, but it would be nice to get Pennsylvania. But Pennsylvania, Republicans are getting crushed in early voting. Okay, but according to TargetSmart. But if you look at TargetSmart with the other early voting and absentee voting reports, 47. Okay, so 40 Democrats have 42.9% of early ballot votes have been Democrat. 38.1, are you kidding me, are Republican. Okay, you're basically tied. Okay, and you have 19% unaffiliated. And if you're if you're not a Democrat, because Democrats belong to a giant cult. If you're not a registered Democrat, you could think for yourself. And that goes for, unfortunately, a great percentage of Bernie Sanders supporters and people on the left. The majority of Medicare for All people will continually and habitually and instinctively vote for the Lincoln Project. So when you have like a Bernie supporter or a left or Trump or a Democrat saying, "Well, Trump hasn't ended any conflict," well, he ended the war in Afghanistan. Oh, well, how come the troops aren't coming home? They are, and the withdrawal isn't as fast as we'd all like because of people like the Lincoln Project, which you're voting for. Bernie Sanders and Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld's Lincoln Project people are literally voting for the same candidate. They're voting Democrat. So the same people who are complaining that Trump isn't ending President Obama's and Bush's never-ending conflicts are the same people who want to continue them. This is hilarious. You have zero right to talk about ending perpetual wars if you're voting for Democrats. Zero, because you are literally voting for people who at every turn when President Trump removed Americans from Syria, it was Democrats and media who said, oh my God, look what he's doing. When there's bounties on Americans, Democrats say, oh, what is he doing about the bounties? Yeah, he's removing them. He's ended our involvement. It takes time. It took about 3 years for the final American to leave Vietnam. It takes time. But anyway, in Michigan, it doesn't look good for you have 19% unaffiliated. Most of those are going to vote for President Trump. President Trump has the independent vote. He had it in 2016. He has it this year. Independent voters want to work. They want to work. Independent voters want to work. They don't want cities decimated. Michael C. Biden looks like a crazy. Exactly. He's not Michael C. Exactly. He's definitely not. And I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand what they're doing. I have no clue what they're doing. They're going into this election. They have deliberately tanked, which is fine for me and fine for everybody in this channel. We're going to party. Michael C., Joshua, please be here. Harry, please be here. Lyle, Bud, be here on November 3rd. Lyle, Bud, it's going to be beer. Well, go for full. Okay, I didn't expect to be tapping it. Biden ads everywhere. It's going to be a lot of enjoyment. Just enjoy the beer at home. And Lyle, thank you so very much. E, the big salad. E, hello. Hello. But Michigan, Harry, Joshua, Michael, Lyle, and E, the big salad. Michigan, early voting is basically tied. Okay? Basically tied. You're going to have about a 60-40, possibly more than that split between Democrats and Republicans on election day. So how on earth, if more votes, about 65% of the votes are going to be cast on election day. So how on earth are you going to have any chance at all? How would the Democratic Party have any chance at all? Then you have Wisconsin. So Michigan, they're tied. Wisconsin has 10 electoral college votes, basically tied. And they're basically tied also in early voting, 36% Republican, 40.7% Democrats in Wisconsin, and 22.8% unaffiliated. If you're unaffiliated, you're not voting for Botox B, the exhumed body, who hasn't done anything his whole entire life aside from enrich himself through his fantastic son, who served as a broker and provided kickbacks to the big guy, the big man, cornflakes. Yeah, man, come on now. Come on, people now, man, come on. Harry won. Thank you, Harry. I think that at the end of the day, I don't see how they end up rolling with Biden. I'm still saying that Clinton is going to replace him because they can't possibly be searching for a loss. They can't possibly have gone. I mean, I don't see how they would want to lose, and we're seeing it right now. We're seeing it right now with early voting. If Target, let's see, if Target Smart is correct, if TargetSmart.com is correct, Democrats are toast. I have no clue. I don't think the Democrats have a chance. I'm just saying if this is correct, they're toast. Because even New Mexico is in play, according to Target Smart. And Nevada is definitely in play, and I knew that already. He could lose Minnesota and Pennsylvania and get Wisconsin and Michigan and Nevada and possibly New Mexico and do just as well as last year, as 2016. or almost as well. But Wisconsin, 40 to 36 Democrat Republican, and then you got 22.8% unaffiliated, which that vote's going to Trump. So that's horrible for Democrats. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay. Absolutely horrible. But okay, so Trump is getting crushed in Pennsylvania, which doesn't make me feel good, but 65.1% Democrats to 27.6%. But Pennsylvania, I've given up on. The governor basically telegraphed they're going to cheat to the very end. He basically said, we're not going to find out who won Pennsylvania until 3 days after. So I'm giving up on Pennsylvania. But guess what? If you get Nevada, you don't need Pennsylvania. Well, you don't even need Pennsylvania. If you get Ohio and Florida, all you need is Michigan or Wisconsin or Minnesota. I've given up on Pennsylvania, but President Trump still could come back in Pennsylvania. Okay, if it's 65, if it's a 60-30 split in mail-in, and it's a 60-30 split on election day, President Trump could win Pennsylvania, and he won Pennsylvania last time around also. So I'm not banking on Pennsylvania, but I think Michigan and Wisconsin are very much in play. Very much in play. I think he'll win both states. And Pennsylvania on election day, I think, could surprise as well. But Michigan, I think President Trump's going to win. Wisconsin, I think President Trump's going to win. Minnesota, you have Minnesota, I think, President Trump can win, although early voting shows, I think that President Trump could definitely win Minnesota. You have 47% Democrat, about 30% Republican, but there's 22% unaffiliated. People who are finally voting this election aren't voting because they can't stand Trump. That's a fantasy from Democrats. The only thing Democrats have given voters is, we'll protect you from Russian Facebook ads. That's it. Tina Bobina, hello. Michael LaRusso. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm done arguing with these libs. Twitter is the worst creation, the worst technology. Humanity had a problem with negativity and conflict and arguing, and humanity had a huge issue forever since the first humans walked this earth on conflict and negativity and disagreement. Now you have that platform is only for disagreement and conflict and arguing and raising your blood pressure. Twitter is the only platform designed specifically to annoy you and to perhaps do sometimes even more than that, to waste your time. You will, on that platform, by the way, if you see anyone who is impersonating me, they're breaking the law, please take screenshots and report that profile to Twitter. But social media is a world that shouldn't even really exist. It's not a worthwhile world. It's a cyber fantasy, a cyber world that doesn't ever lead to good outcomes. The only good thing about Facebook is that you can reconnect with people you haven't seen in a long time. That's it. I don't want to see what people had for dinner. I don't care. Like, I also don't want to hear, this is the thing. It's good to tell the world that you've survived or conquered or, endured something. It's good, fine. If that makes you, fine. If that makes you happy, fine. But at the same time, there's always haters out there. Like, if you want to tell your friends, your family, like, a very nice waiter or waitress that you've met, or somebody that you've met at, your hairstylist, whatever, like, the bartender, like, if you want to tell somebody that you've met, that your deepest, darkest secrets, or whatever, just something that you want to get off your chest, hopefully it's like a family member that you love and trust, or a friend that you love and trust, but just, like, proclaiming it out into the ether, I don't think that's a healthy thing for a lot of people. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just don't think that social media, in every respect, especially politics and even sports, anything that's contentious is not good, and it's now a forum to argue with somebody. It is now a forum to argue with somebody. You now have a forum to argue with somebody in another part of the world, endlessly. We needed this as a did human beings needed this? I don't think so. Wild Cajun, Michael LaRusso, thank you. Wild Cajun, thank you. But yeah, I mean, you look and Minnesota is definitely in. So I think like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, he'll win. I don't think Pennsylvania he'll win because the fix is in there. New Mexico with 5 electoral votes, that actually is a possibility. Arizona, they're not gonna. This is the thing with Democrats. They create this fantasy world. They're going to win Arizona and North Carolina. Why? And Texas, they think they can win Texas. Still, they think they will never stop thinking they can win Texas. I have no clue why. But Arizona early voting, Trump is crushing Democrats. Nevada, though, is in play. Nevada, they're basically tied. And that's supposed to be a Democratic stronghold, so to speak. 46-43 with 8% unaffiliated. And that's early voting. Ladies and gentlemen, early voting is supposed to see Democrats dominate like they're dominating in Pennsylvania. It's true. Pennsylvania, they dominate. Every other state, they're supposed to win. They're not dominating. The Republicans are crushing them in Ohio. They're crushing Democrats in Ohio. He'll win by a wider margin in Ohio and Florida. Republicans 45% to Democrats 41% of mail-in ballots. That's Ohio. Okay? That's 18 electoral college votes. Okay? And they're tied in Florida, and you can't have that. Let's see, 49-44, so 4%. But see, again, these early voting numbers, I'm not 100% sure if they're accurate. Either way, President Trump is going to win Florida and Ohio. Either way, President Trump's going to win Florida and Ohio. So, Democrats will undo whatever's left. They will dissolve whatever's left of their political party if they keep fighting to the end. If they want to go ahead and try to get 50,000 votes in each state they lost, 60,000 votes, under the premise of, well, we'll just miraculously win 3 states because there's so much support for. Let's just assume for the moment that Clinton doesn't replace. I think Clinton will still replace Biden. I can't believe they'd be that inept. They're going to dissolve into like this miserable, pathetic, sad, frightening distillation of Trump venom. They're going to be the most miserable and reviled political party because everyone will say, okay, you lost. If they're going to lose on election night because the turnout's going to be, far greater for Trump, far greater. Okay, but the average person is going to say, hey, Democrats lost again. Only the true believers of the Democratic Party, the most maniacal and fanatical and hysterical, will say we can still win and we can still pull it out because they're used to, Mayor Pete won last second over Bernie Sanders in a primary that didn't even, in a contest, in Iowa that didn't even go with the popular vote. We should do this. We'll say, look, Democrats will abolish the Electoral College when you abolish your state primaries. Okay? Same thing. You go by state primaries, you want to do away with state Electoral College votes in states. And the superdelegates and the delegates are just like the Electoral College, except at least the Electoral College doesn't have superdelegates. They're the biggest hypocrites on every issue. On every issue. Carmilla the Fierce, hello. Hello, Carmilla the Fierce. Thank you so very, very, very much. Carmilla the Fierce, thank you so very, very, very much. Carmilla the Fierce, hello. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Greatly appreciated. So, the entire election is going to come down to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and New Mexico. So, Democrats are really going into this contest at a disadvantage without Ohio and Florida. Florida and Ohio have consistently. Carmilla the Fierce, thank you so very much. Danny in Denmark, hello. Thank you for watching in Denmark. Beautiful country. Thank you. Thank you. In Denmark, thank you. During World War II, Denmark was the only country, really the only country in Europe that really did everything possible and saved the majority of its Jewish population. The only country to do that. So, the King of Denmark was amazing, an amazing man. The people of Denmark. So, thank you. Thank you. Danny Flinker from Denmark. Thank you so very much, Danny. Thank you for watching. Beautiful, beautiful country. So, I don't see, and then you have Amy Coney Barrett, it's 6'3" or 5'4" or whatever. You're going to have any election case is going to, Trump has every election case. So I don't know what they did to themselves this election. I don't know what they did to themselves. They went with a man who is the most horrible candidate of all time. And I think he's going to be replaced. I don't care. I'm going to say this even 5 days after the election, after we've won. I'm saying, Madam Secretary, Bubba Bill, we're going to go back in time. We're going to go back in time like Superman flying around the earth, flying backwards. And Madam Secretary is going to be the nominee. I just can't. I'm still predicting that because I can't believe they'd be that inept. They're going to get crushed. But I mean, if you go with 2016 actual, it says 306. It was really 322, but whatever. I don't know what they're doing. 306 to 232. All right. Well, whatever. It was less than that. But here, if they go, if they win Minnesota, if they win Pennsylvania and everything stays the same, it's 286, 252. Trump still wins. Okay? But I think that Nevada will go red I think that Minnesota will go red. And it could be the 302. It could be very similar. 302, 236. 302, 236. And it was 306, 232 according to, I mean, it's really 322. Well, I don't know. I don't understand why they, let's see, Electoral College. Electoral College 2016. So 270 to win is bizarre. Trump received 302, 7 faithless electors. Okay, so here. 304 to 227. Okay, so it would be the same thing. It would be the same thing. Let's see, 2006. So, sorry, it wasn't 322. It was 306 to 232. I think Pennsylvania will go blue. It's still 286 to 252. Okay, I think that Trump will win Michigan, Wisconsin. But I think he's going to win Minnesota, too. I think he'll win Nevada, too. And that'll be 302 to 236. He will have won by roughly the same amount. Roughly the same amount. And, I mean, there's a chance he wins Colorado. I don't think he will. I'm not sure he will. But if you look at Colorado, let's look at Colorado for a second. It's 40 to 51%, but 9% unaffiliated. And if you look at, for some reason, in Colorado, no, actually, Colorado will be tough. New Mexico, Clinton barely won New Mexico. It was 385 to 319, 385,000 to 319,000. I wouldn't say barely, but Gary Johnson got 74,000 votes. He would have easily won without Gary Johnson. Okay. And I don't think that I don't think that the Libertarian's going to get that much. If you're voting Libertarian this election, and I'm not even speaking, I'm not speaking like a Democrat with the Green Party, because Democrats do not give Green Party voters anything. They will never pass Medicare for all, and anyone telling you to vote for Democrats in 2020 and still talking about Medicare for all is the biggest phony on the planet. If somebody's telling you to vote Democrat in 2020 and they're talking about Medicare for all, they're a phony. They're a phony. Because the Lincoln Project isn't going to be okay with Medicare for all. Lincoln Project people, the former Republicans, have infinitely more influence in the Democratic Party than the Medicare for all or the Green New Deal people. Because the foreign policy is actually that. That's the foreign policy that Democrats espouse. Ask the people of Libya after President Obama, Clinton, and Biden destroyed that country. So I don't know what you're getting President Trump, who has ended our involvement in these regions. Now, when people say, well, he hasn't brought the troops, he can't unilaterally do everything. And anything he does, like remove soldiers from Syria, remove Americans, it's apoplectic media reaction. The media descends, the Democrats descend. Oh my God, how did you do? Oh my God, this is horrible. So, your people are basically, the people who say, well, Trump's not doing enough, are basically voting for the same people who prevent him from doing what he wants to accomplish in terms of foreign policy. And they're voting for the Lincoln Project people, who would do infinitely worse. That the libertarian foreign policy is what President Trump is actually giving people. We are limiting our involvement, limiting our interventions. He's not a dove, but neither is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is voting for the Lincoln alongside the Lincoln Project people, so that you would think he would say, look, if Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld's foreign policy advisors are voting Democrat, I'm not. But he is. So New Mexico, I think, is possible. But that's only, 5 electoral college votes. I just, on election day, if they're tied, if you're already tied around, in Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Florida, you're doing better or tied, then what do you think is going to happen right during the first couple hours of election night when Trump supporters greatly outnumber Democrats? Wild Cajun, thank you, Wild Cajun. Carmela the Fierce, thank you so very much. Carmela the Fierce, thank you. Christopher, Californian here, took my whole family to vote today. All voted Trump. Yes, Christopher, thank you. Christopher, thank you so very, very much. Jane de Belleville, Jane, very nice, Christopher, thank you. Jane, we see how they manipulated reality through the Bernie ordeal in 2016, and I worry they will actually pull off this coup in spite of our numbers. I don't think that's G-Sticks, hello. I don't think that's going to happen, Jane. I don't think we should worry about that because Jane, I don't think that's possible because there's only so much cheating they can get away with, and they only get away with cheating in their own primaries. They only get away with cheating in their own primaries. And that's the thing. Love Life. I love that name. Love Life. I love that name. That's a fantastic name. That could be the best name of all time on this channel. Love Life. Thank you so very, very, very much. Ronald Foose, hello. Eric H526, absolutely. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526 will be they're always the two best moderators, but oh my God. On election day and the next day or the day before election day, they will be the moderators of the year, of the century. This November 3rd is going to be game, set, match for Democrats. I think that President Trump will win decisively like he did last time. In order for a landslide to take place, you would need Pennsylvania. And I think the fix is in. Early voting looks really good for Democrats in Pennsylvania. But early voting looks really good for Republicans and Trump in Michigan, in Ohio and Florida, in Wisconsin, in Nevada. I mean, you're basically tied in Nevada. And Clinton barely won in Nevada. Barely won. And then you had Gary Johnson, who was polling at, 4%? So, Gary Johnson was polling at 4%. And thankfully, the Libertarian candidate this year is polling at 2%. But again, why would you vote Libertarian? You're not getting anything. You're actually getting libertarian policies with Trump. You're actually getting a libertarian foreign policy. Foreign policy is the most important topic. The most important topic. It's unbelievable. There are people who just don't like Trump because of his personality. There are people who are voting Democrat even though they like Trump's policies, but they don't like his personality. Personality is everything to Democrats. Public relations is everything to a lot of people, especially Democrats. If you say, we tried to, we tried our best in Libya, We tried our best, you know? We tried our best, it's true. But we just, it was my biggest mistake. What's your biggest mistake in life? President Obama says his biggest mistake was the NATO intervention that destroyed a country. What's your biggest mistake in life? Maybe you've made some pretty big mistakes. Maybe you have some things you're very ashamed of. Have you destroyed a country? Then you're probably doing better than President Obama. You're probably doing better than Biden. You're definitely doing better than Madam Secretary. She voted alongside Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. And you're doing way better than Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. Have you destroyed a country in your life? Okay, so, and I'm not talking about, like, God bless the American soldiers who protected this country and were sent by Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld and President Obama. I'm talking about the civilians who destroyed. It's the civilians who are in government who destroyed countries, not the American soldiers who are sent to do a job and to do an impossible job. It is an impossible task. It is a counterinsurgent. A successful counterinsurgency conflict has never ever been waged ever. From Alexander the Great until to Napoleon, to the French in Vietnam, to us, to the Soviets in Afghanistan. It is impossible. To the British in 1776, it is impossible. So I'm not talking about the Americans who were sent to engage in an impossible task. It's not possible. It is the politicians, Democrat and Republican and Lincoln Project type people, who engage in an impossible foreign policy that destroy countries. So if you haven't been in government as a top politician or a top official, and you're directly responsible for destroying a country as a top U.S. government politician, a senator who voted for that, or a foreign policy hawk or analyst who pushed for that, then you probably did a lot less in life in terms of damage to humanity. Actually, I'm sure you did a lot less in life. Love life. Thank you so very much. Harry. Thank you, Harry. Love life. Thank you so much, Love life. Thank you again. Love life. Thank you so very, very much. Lyle Bud, thank you. But I mean, Sam Roth, hello Sam. I hope all is well. Sam Roth, hope all is well. Thank you as always for watching. I know you'll be here November 3rd. I want everyone to be here November 3rd. We're going to have just an absolutely amazing time. An absolutely amazing time. And it's going to be fantastic. It is going to be fantastic. You look, President Trump won most of the counties and most of the states. He won 30 states. Trump won most counties. Trump won. Okay, so let's see. Let's see, how many counties did Trump win? (2006). So President Trump won. All right, just see here. I think it was 20. Hold on one second. Clinton won 487 counties. Trump won 2,600. 2,626. All from supremacists and Russia bots. Russia bots. The Russia bots. And to cover it up, they're like, trending story that Clinton won 57 counties is untrue. This is what they do. It's so hilarious. They're like, Trump. They say the Trumpers. Randall, hello. The Trumpers say that Clinton won only 57. Those supremacist. There's Russia bots. Those misogynos. That's not true at all. It's a fact check. Oh, the post-truth moment. If they didn't make up things, they wouldn't vote for Trump. Well, how many did she win? Hold on one second. It's just, I can't believe, they even believe that Clinton would only win 57. Well, how many did she win? She didn't win 57. Get it in your head. I know. How many did she win? Clinton won 487 counties nationwide. Yay! Yay! And how many did Trump win? That's not relevant to this discussion. You said she won 57. She won 487. Well, how many did Trump win? That's not relevant. We've already proven that all you can do is lie. Lie. How many did Trump win? 2,600. What? Say that again. Trump won 2,626 counties nationwide. And then they say, oh, we won the popular vote. Yeah, all from California. The vast majority of the country went for Trump. He won 30 states and 2,626 counties. Well, you know what? Clinton didn't win 57. Yeah, so what? So what? Lisa Lister! You are amazing. You are amazing, Lisa. You are absolutely amazing. And my God, you know what? The support that you've given is absolutely fantastic. And I just want to thank you very much, Lisa Lister. Lisa, thank you. You are amazing. You, Lisa, are amazing. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Lisa, as always. Harry, hello. Yes. Thank you so very much, Harry. Thank you so very, very, very much. I know we're going to party with Lisa and everybody here on November 3rd. Ebenezer Adams, by talking about Clinton getting you, may have helped keeping her out. Everyone has a role. God bless you, Ebenezer Adams. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, President Trump's going to win. So that is, that's going to happen. We're going to party. I'll explain when we have a lot of people on the live stream. I'm expecting, 4,000 or 5,000 people. Could be more on the live streams on election night. Could be more. Could be a lot more. I'll explain. If they're so inept they go with Botox B, I'll be like, look, you know what? When you have been cheated by the Democratic Party, and it's unbelievable how anybody could even trust them. I also, there was something bizarre about Botox B's campaign. Ebenezer, thank you so very much. Harry, Lisa, thank you. There's something bizarre. There's something very bizarre about that. And, you have the computer from Hades. There's something very bizarre. It's almost as if they're so corrupt that they couldn't find anything better than Botox B, the exhumed body. I just don't understand why Madam Secretary didn't run in the first place. I don't get it. I still can't wrap my brain around it. I would watch this channel just to kind of see me try to wrap my brain around after they lose on November 3rd when we're all partying. I'm trying to say, well, why didn't they? I'm still predicting. I'm still going with Clinton replacing Biden somehow. But you have somebody who's infinitely better as a Democrat. So why would you go with somebody from Tales from the Crypt who has erect leg hairs? Never trust anyone with erect leg hairs. This is a proverb that has kept humanity safe since the beginning of time. He who has erect leg hairs should not be trusted. And that word with Democrats is just, whether it's tubining or Bill Clinton or Anthony Weiner, I mean, the people, they can't keep the zipper closed. They can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. Thank you, Joshua Brenner. Thank you. They can't keep they can't keep it in their pants. I don't understand why. Why not? Why not? You got to be on a New York Magazine Zoom meeting and get tubined? Why? That's like Trump's revenge. He's like, they got tubined. Why? They're probably saying the why on the live stream. Why? Why would you do this? Does it make any sense? Brian the Hobbit. Donald Trump Jr. floats 2024. I would vote for him. I would definitely vote for him with enthusiasm. Go ahead, try to, the photo hunting? Okay. What about the actual person named Hunter? They're like, there's so many scandals. Name one. Oh, well, she enriched herself from a company. Yeah, it's a company. She utilized her contacts at the White House. You mean all the wonderful press coverage? Tell me how the Trumps enriched themselves from the White House. I want to know this. Oh, it's all the deals. Where's the evidence? Where are the emails saying, thank you for meeting the big guy? Thank you for meeting the big man. I'm going to give him money. I'm going to give him part of my check. Where are those emails? And the hilarious thing is they're like, well, the emails don't even, they haven't even read the correspondence. The Democrats are like, we're not hearing anything. We're not listening. It's nothing. It's like everyone has already read them. Everyone's already read them. Everyone's already read them. Archetype of Harry, hello. Everyone's already read them. Ronald, hello. They would be okay. They would be like you could stand Democrats if they didn't preach and pontificate and judge and condemn. They're the last people. They're the last people to condemn others, but they always do. Exactly, Matt. And Amy Coney Barrett, when she gets confirmed, that'll be like, that's not going to be like, oh, like the Senate, people voting in the Senate will realize if we didn't have a Republican senator, and John James in Michigan is going to help President Trump win. John James is awesome. He's going to become senator. If you're in Michigan, vote for John James. Vote for John James. Detroit News backs John James, Republican challengers. Yeah. He's amazing. He supports President Trump. But even if he didn't support President Trump, he's amazing. They're going to lose that seat. And John James will single-handedly, John Edward James, will single-handedly, veteran businessman, he's going to single-handedly give President Trump Michigan. Trump might not win Michigan this year if it wasn't for John James. Or it could be very close. But I think that he'll win Michigan decisively. Because you're going to have people voting for John James. I mean, he got close last election, so Ebenezer Adams. Brian the Hobbit, thank you. Ebenezer, thank you so very much. Lisa, thank you. Lisa Lister, Ebenezer Adams, they have to run. The one that will bring all their corruption down. By running for prez, they hide behind claimed political persecution if gone after, and it runs cover for underlings. That's true. Ebenezer Adams, that's true. But see, this is what, and that's a great point. They're doing this to just say, oh, well, Trump's being mean and trying to be an authoritarian. That's true, but Ebenezer Adams, here's what I see, and I could be wrong about this, although I don't think I'm wrong about it, but I could be wrong. Media and the intelligence community, hi neighbor, hi James Clapper. The corrupt intelligence officials, they slither towards political power and influence. President Trump's going to be there for 4 more years. So they're not going to, the same tired old tune of trying to go after Trump and trying to do this. They put all their eggs in one basket in 2016, and they put all their eggs in one basket every year after that. And in 2020, I just think there has to be some kind of statement or mandate. And it might not be, and I agree with you. I agree with you. They're going to pull out all the stops for a while. Media will not give Trump an objective look for a while. But eventually they're going to realize, oh my God, the corruption. And I love the way Democrats, they always do this. Ebenezer and everybody, they always do this. Lisa, they always do this. Well, it's true that the Trump's kids might be worse, but this is a story that needs to be covered. Really? Really, objective lefty? You think that Trump kids are worse? Please tell me the emails that show that Ivanka Trump is selling access to her father. Please tell me the emails that show that Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump are literally brokering meetings and giving a cut to their father. Please give me those emails. If you can't, it's not the same, and it's infinitely worse. Everyone's, I cannot stand it. They're all so bad. No, they're not. Not every major leaguer is as good as Babe Ruth. Sorry. If you think that every person that played in the major leagues is as good as Babe Ruth, you're an imbecile. And if you think that everyone is just as corrupt as Botox B and his son, you're an imbecile. If you think that a Lamborghini is just as good as a go-kart, then you have issues. You know, surviving on wild berries while lost in the woods is not the same as going to a fantastic pizzeria and having an amazing pizza. It's not the same. Well, you're consuming something, you're eating. Yeah, I know, it's not the same. God, what's wrong with these people? Exactly, Randall. I agree with you. The Republicans need, a candidate. Look, they need to immediately start building up Donald Trump Jr. immediately. Because I didn't think so at first. But I saw him on The View. And he was in, oh my God, he was in liberal fantasy land, and he did a fantastic job. And then you see him. He has that fight. See, they're already rich. See the Democrats. Trump is poor, worked with Russia, and a racist. It's the opposite. It's Biden who literally wrote 100-to-1 sentencing disparities to hurt people of color. And the one being people that look like his son, who, interestingly enough, the 100-to-1 sentencing disparities was for crack. And his son has used that substance. So it's like there's no shame in their game. So, it's pretty unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, Ebenezer Adams, Lisa Lister, thank you so very, very much. Be here, everyone. Spider Bib, hello. Be here, everyone. At 9 p.m. Pacific. Tonight, we're going to have a fantastic live stream. And be here, everyone, tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific. Thank you so very much. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. And people, thanks so much, everybody. I'll see you at 9 p.m. tonight. 9 p.m. Thanks, everybody.